Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and this is Unreal World, and we are here at our campsite continuing the Spirit Quest playthrough. We have our single little dog here, Pooch number one. That is Poseidon. No. That's not his name. His name is Neptune. My name's Poseidon. That's my character. Can we look at ourselves? We see the ground. No. Can't look at ourselves, guys. We don't have a mirror, but if we go to the holy water over here and we look in it, maybe we can see a reflection. But no. One thing we don't see out there are some nets, because I have retrieved all the nets. They're laying on the ground right here, even though we do have a raft and a cesta. We still need to get our hands on a paddle. I could make one of those too at some point, but it's not super necessary. However, we are not doing any netting or fishing at the moment because I am currently loaded with food. We've got 156 roasted elk cuts plus another 40, plus a whole bunch of raw fish that I haven't even cooked yet. We got a tiny little sliver of elk fat. That reminds me, did I finish the fur? Yeah, we must have. Let me check my inventory again. I've got the elk antlers, the ragged tanning skin. Ooh. So it's not quite done yet. I think I just picked it up. All right, so let's go ahead and proceed here. This is the elk skin in the water. I wanted to preserve that actually, but I didn't. That's okay. It'll be done by early afternoon, so we've got the day now. I would just go ahead and make a beeline to the drift culture and try and trade away some stuff in like a day or two, but I'm pretty sure that elk fur would probably rot since it's not entirely cold outside yet. Still fairly warm, as we can tell by our little thermometer gauge up here. You see how it's in the red? Obviously, it's not up super high, but it's warm enough that meat is going to spoil quicker and skins will go bad. So I that's partially why we need to get moving though, because this roasted meat is not going to last forever. But I think it will hold for one more day. So tell you what, instead of doing anything like to acquire food, how about we just do a little bit of exploring? If we zoom out to the world map, I'm going to leave the dog here. Actually, no. Better safe than sorry, right? Let's just take the dog. It's always pretty easy to just tie them up on a tree whenever we get back there, and it's safer. So we're just, like I said, we'll do a little exploring because, as I mentioned in the previous one, this is not necessarily going to be the location of my final base where we want to construct our cabin and stuff. It's a good starting location, and I love the proximity to the culture. In fact, we might move inwards a little bit, but also, if I remember correctly, when we generated this world, I think that there's some, like a river that runs roughly from north to south right about here-ish. So we might make our way over there at some point once we get all our trading done and try and fully map out the river. That'll be an amazing spot to settle near. Some rapids, possibly. But we'll probably have a couple of different locations that we can go fishing at, like on the river, on the coastline, for instance, down here. But ultimately, we're going to want to build a cabin somewhere just so we can have a smoker. But all right, so let's move down a little bit. As I recall, this area over here is quite a big peninsula that kind of juts down. Let's take a quick closer look here. Zoom in a bit. Oh, yeah. Actually, I want to push over in this direction. If you see all that nice dark green land there, that could potentially be some good hunting ground, too. That's another thing we should consider is resettling our first camp here to an area that's got a bit more flat land around it, kind of like this. But honestly, I'd like to see even more of this. Okay. Starting to see a bit more. It's still morning. We're tired. Let's keep exploring a little bit. We will take a nap and then we'll probably have to head home. Oh, yeah, this is interesting. This will probably all ice over too once the deep winter comes. We'd be able to walk right across that or ski right across it, ideally. Let's see. All right, we're getting hungry. Let's take a drink, have a nice little bite. We're going to sleep the day away. Oh, okay, good. We actually got woken up by the rain, which is kind of nice because now I don't have to worry about time as much. We'll just keep moving a little bit. I'm curious to see what's up here. Okay, I was hoping this little stretch of flat land maybe spread out northward, but doesn't really look like it does. That's okay. I always search around when I'm trying to explore a certain region. Try and find the high points like these and then just spin around. Turn your character in a full circle 360 Because oftentimes these high vantage points will give you a view 360. Sometimes they don't. But if you find a spot like that, look around. And certainly if you find a mountain or a hill, those are the best for, that's nice. Okay. There we go. And oftentimes if the blackness of the fog of war or the shroud there doesn't go away, it's because there's hillier terrain in front of it. So if you continue to progress along that line, you'll probably encounter some high ground too. So, all right, we're getting extremely tired. Time to do a full rest. Okay, we have returned back to camp. I picked up the skin, and even though I'm extremely tired, I decided to go ahead and do it because it's already ragged quality, so it's not like I can really hope for something all that good. We're pretty much going to pass out as soon as we finish this. Like, it probably won't even allow me to do anything. We'll probably just fall straight to sleep. Oh yeah, we were like weary when we started that task. Only thing you gotta watch out for there is you don't want to dehydrate and die. See how close I am to dehydration right there? Now, starvation, if you fill this hunger bar up, it's not really the end of the world because you can go quite a few weeks without dying from starvation. But the thirst bar will kill you if you let that get too high. Oh no, look at this. Oh, we got some spoiled cuts here. Oh, that's bad news, but it's the bird cuts that we killed a little while ago that got caught in our trap. So it's not the end of the world, but I'm noticing that these pikes and stuff are going stale. So tell you what, we need to get there. This roasted stuff is also probably not holding up that well. Tell you what I'm going to do is I'll drop that rotten meat over here by the dog. I think, or the spoil meat. I think in a pinch they will eat this stuff if they're really desperate. So hopefully he'll clear that out of there at some point. But real quick, before we leave, let's just go and cook up those raw fish that we have. Because if we cook it, even if it's only roasting it, it'll still be better preserved than if it's just in our pockets raw. Because it'll certainly go bad before we reach our location. Alright, we got the stale pike. Let's go. We got 4 stale perches. Oh man, some gruesome stale fish here. But you notice I only used 4 pieces of sticks, or 4 sticks, for the fire. So it won't take long. These things will be done in just a moment, and we're going to head out. Okay, there's our fish right there. All done. Grabbed it. It's late, but that doesn't matter. We can set out on our journey at any point, and we desperately need to get moving. I'm really worried this food is not going to last. So let me zoom out. We're going to make our way straight up to the closest territory, right back to where we've been several times. In fact, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and check. Let me fill my water. It's a good idea to check that blacksmith that we had set an order for. Yeah, that's probably the first place I'll go, in fact, because if we've got enough meat, I can trade probably a good quantity of it away to him, if not all of it. Okay, we have arrived at the Drick civilization. We're right in front of the little village there. It's hard to see zoomed out, but there it is right in front of my character. Let's just check our meat. Okay, it still says roasted here. It doesn't say stale, roasted like these roaches are. Oh, the elk fat. I forgot to cook that up. Oh, well, maybe we'll do that in here. I don't know. Maybe they'll take it raw. Probably not, though. But anyway, so we're here. And let's find the blacksmith, see if we can't trade with him some of this disgusting meat. I mean, delicious roasted meat we've been carrying around for days. Okay, here we go. I've found our blacksmith friend, and he's got him ready for us. So he says, let's start trading. Let's do it, buddy. Offer an item. All right, here's the real challenge. Now, first of all, I did bring the racket elk fur with me. Let's just see if he'll take that. No, he doesn't want that. Not a quality expected. All right, I have a feeling this is going to be some pricey trading, so let's do the whole stack of roasted elk. Okay, let me think again, bro. That's awesome. That is so good. Let's just start low with 56. We'll lowball him. Tripled. Oh, so it is almost dead on then. Okay, we'll do it in parts still, though. Let's do another 50. Getting promising. All right, we'll do 25. Up just a few more. Let's try 5. I'm going to nickel and dime them here for these. They're not even completed arrows. Don't forget. Okay, there we go. Boom. Yeah, these are just arrowheads, but that's still huge because that's literally the hardest part. Where are they? Where? There they are. Okay, we've got them. They're in our weapons. 12 fine broad heads. So we can make, hopefully, 12 fine broadhead arrows with these. Now, the quality can decrease if we use poor cordage or if I'm really tired when I do it. We can go down to regular, even poor quality distinctively. So we got to watch that. But still, it's a huge bump because I'm down to 3 arrows right now. So that's good to have in our pocket. Plus, we did a little bit of trading here. I assume that helps boost our relationship with the village. Whenever I talk to these folks, they're really happy to see me. It's good to see you again. What can I do for you? You don't normally get that kind of a greeting unless you do what I've done, which is complete some quests, and we'll even deliver items to these folks just as a little present. I'll give this guy one of our antlers. There you go, Poseidon. Or I'm sorry, there you go, buddy. We're Poseidon, he says. Thank you to us. So, well, we've gotten what we came for at this village. In fact, I don't think they have much to trade. Oh wait, wasn't this the one? Yeah. They still have that broad axe potentially. Oh, okay, yeah, because I ended up trading a carving axe, and I wanted to get the broad axe too, because having the set of broad axe carving axe will help with constructing a log cabin quite a bit, actually. But I wasn't able to afford it the first time around. So let's see. I think I dropped it in this large building. I wonder if they left it there. Yep, they did. It's right there, the broad axe, right where I dropped it. Oh, real quick, too. Let's come over here and roast that elk fat. I might forget about that, but that's okay. Okay, so I picked up the axe. Let's trade with this young lady here. Hello. What can I do for you? Mustn't grumble. Yes, same here. All right, let's do a trade. Oh, look at this message. Unfortunately, I offered her a stack of 40 roasted elk cut, and she says, no, we don't need more meat products. We have decent reserves already. I wonder where those came from, huh? Yeah, that's me. I gave them those. So, well, what we'll do is we'll just drop. Where is it? Oh, it's up here with my tools, probably, with the other axes. I'll just drop it back on the ground, leave it for them. Let's see. All right, let's wait a second here. And we warmed up a little bit. I got the roasted elk fat. So let's exit this village. We can head to another one. Broad axes are quite common, actually. It's not like a rare item. I just figured because I was here, we could trade for it. But we might even get lucky at another location and find like a fine or masterwork quality broad axe, too. Okay, well, check this out. I decided to head up a little bit deeper into the Drick territory, as you can see. Not because, like, I don't know, I just wanted to see if we can open up some more of their land. Eventually, we're going to want to trade with a lot of these villages and see if there's any quests at the various ones, because there could potentially be quests at these different villages. Hello, first time we've met this gentleman, so we're going to greet him, introduce ourselves real quick. Let's hit the B button to see if they have any animals for sale. I always do that. No, no problem. No big deal. If he'd said dogs or cows, I would have marked that on the map so I remember at a later date. But no big deal. Let's go ahead and just to be friendly with the guy, let's deliver him. Let's give him that little piece of fat. There you go, buddy. All right. Okay. And I'm going to introduce myself to every person I see. I'm not necessarily going to give all of them, meat or whatever. But another thing I should do too. Ask for helper company. Is there a sage here? Yes, we have a sage. He is right over there. So you see? Okay, perfect. Also, let's just ask about a blacksmith. No, not here, but you can find a master in the 3 miles away. Okay, no big deal. Don't really need the blacksmith, but I definitely want to talk to the sage. There he is, right there. I see him. That's him right there. Sages have distinctive looks. They don't all look the same. Sometimes different cultures, they'll look different, but you do come to recognize what they look like in the different cultures, and he is definitely a sage. There he is. Oh, especially when you zoom in on him. Of course, it says it right there, too, but he's got a sagely look about him, doesn't he? So, again, we will introduce. Hello. So, there's no option to... Hold on. Ask for directions. No. I want to see if there's any option to ask for training. I don't think there is. I'm going hunting. I'd like to hire help. Do you want to go along this adventure? No, I think if he's willing to train us on a new ritual, it'll pop up and tell us. It's like, I think it's a separate dialogue in the very first menu option when you introduce and talk to him. But anyway, it's good to be there. And you know what? I am going to deliver the shaman an item. Let's give him that other antler. There you go, buddy. For me? Yeah, there you go. Whoa, check this out. There's 23 dried pikes here. If I were to pick all of these up, how much is that? That's 19 pounds of dried meat right there. Smoked pikes, I should say, smoked fish. I'm definitely going to try and trade for that. Yeah, get rid of all this roasted stuff. I have a feeling we won't have enough to get that alone. I was going to look for another broad axe, but then I saw that. All right, let's greet this gentleman here. Okay, and we'll do a trade. Let's go ahead and initiate. Offer for payment. Beautiful. Like I said, we'll just start off with the roasted elk. Only a start. Ouch. Roasted. He's probably not going to take the stale ones, but I'll throw him up there. Okay, he gives you a whole spiel of what like he's willing to take and what he's not, but at the very end, you can see it says is only a start for the good. So he wants a lot more, and I don't. Oops, I just canceled it. Darn it! You know what I'm thinking? Let's see if he'll take that skin, that fur, that ragged fur. I bet you he doesn't, but it's worth trying it. Maybe for food. No, it's not up to the quality, darn it. Well, I'll try and finagle him just with the meat here, and obviously I'm going to have to turn some of these pikes back into him, but I'll see what I can get, and I'll show you what I end up with. Okay, man. Well, for 50 roasted elk cuts, I only ended up getting 4 smoked pikes, but I'm going to take that deal. Believe it or not, we're going to do that because 4 pikes is still 3 pounds of food, which is good. I mean, that's good. That's we're gonna munch on that for a while. And I've got 5 dried pikes here, so we really just need to eat our way through some of this roasted meat, especially the stale stuff, because I don't think anybody's gonna trade for the quality of cuts we've got left over here. Yeah, I think our trading is done until we get another kill. All right, we ate a whole bunch of nice meat there. Let's take a little drink. We are weary, so I'm just going to take advantage of the fact that we got some shelter right here and go to bed. Okay, good morning, everybody. It's actually several days since I last talked to you, but we are now over here. I decided since we've got some preserved meat on us, finally, we could do some serious exploring. So I moved us all the way from there, and we headed eastward. There you go. You can just see the beginning of the river. There's a fork right there. So we have located the river. And like I said, I'm definitely going to set up at least a shelter somewhere along this baby, if not a full-fledged like smokehouse too, which it's a bit of work, even though it's not like a fully loaded cabin. It's still, oh, here we go. Let's encounter this wild sow. Yeah, it's still a lot of work to build any kind of structure, even the smallest. So this is not ideal terrain here to hunt on. And I don't even see the animal. Whatever. Let's just zoom back out. Yeah, but I'm actually tempted to go north here. At some point I will explore the entire river all the way down to the coastline. But if we head north, we're coming closer to the culture of the yellow culture, the Koivula. And obviously, like I said, since we're going to be trading and doing a lot of different questing and talking to shamans, we want to be near some sort of cultural center. So we don't have to travel days and days each time we want to, like I said, go and be social. But so this is like a big old lake here. And it looks like the river continues. Very nice. Eventually you will find like the headwaters of the river where it kind of starts at. Of course, it's random because the maps are randomly generated. They do follow like a basic pattern, so it will resemble the same type of island each time. But the details, like this is a giant lake right here. This might be the river's, yeah, I think it is, because I don't see the river anymore. Nope. So this is literally the start of the river. Oh, wait, here it is. I was wrong. It branched off. Interesting. This is what's great about the random generated nature of the map is like each time you play, well, especially once you get more and more accustomed to it, it becomes a lot more fun to explore it and just like kind of notice the little details and stuff. So this is a cool little spot, but what I'm really looking for, like I said, is a place that's nice and close, which we're getting to, but also which has some rapids nearby. So let's see. There's a couple different formations in the water. Oh, we found a village across the river there. You see that? Now that's interesting. So the little yellow square is the village, and it's not surrounded by color. So that means it's totally like unaffiliated with anybody. And functionally, what that means, if we wanted to, if we were doing like an evil playthrough, we could go in there and take out everybody and just claim it for ourselves with no repercussions from any of the cultures around us. So that's just an interesting side note. I've done that before. If you're going for an evil playthrough and you're just going to be murdering everybody in sight, might as well. Why take the time and the trouble to make your own cabins? But hey, we found a way around the river. So this is legitimately the headlands, or headwaters, I should say. I think that's the right term. I might be wrong, but this is where the river starts. I'm pretty sure. But let's enter this village and see what it's all about. Okay, here we are. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to murder everybody. I was just pointing that out, that that's a possibility. But we're going to introduce ourselves and be friendly, greet everybody. Oh, hold on. Oops. So this guy's offering us a quest. Yeah, I just flipped right through like the greetings and stuff accidentally, and he's offering us some work. So yeah, this is definitely something we're interested in. What kind of work? We will need heaps of branches for firewood. If you could go gather branches from the woods, that would be of great help. We need around 100. That's easy peasy. We can do that. Good. I'll collect the branches. Where would you like me to pile them? And then there's a couple options. We could be like a jerk about it. I'll do it, but I expect to be paid too. I'm not going to go that route. We're just going to be magnanimous and offer our services without any thought of payment. Here we go. And just pile them up anywhere in the yard. If you get them here in 5 days, I'll reward you. Sounds good. I'll do my best. All right. Now, there are some actions, I've mentioned this before when doing quests in the village, some actions that the villagers don't like you to do, like pick up their wood. If they got boards laying around, they don't like that. If you try and go and pick some of the plants directly in their area, they won't like that. They'll come and yell at you. But just knocking branches off of one of these trees here, I'm pretty sure they're going to be okay with that. Maybe not, though. I'm not sure. Were they mad? Are you mad at me? Oh, that's a little kid. Come here, old man. Let me chat with you. I don't think we've... Oh, my God. I don't think we've introduced ourselves here. Okay. Just tell me about the weather. Okay, that's the quest giver's Arn. So if we wanted to come back, okay. I don't think he was a shaman. I'm not sure. But no, I am also pretty sure that we're able to just knock these branches off this tree right here. Yeah, so there's 37. All right, let me get it up to 100. And there we go, 112 branches. I gave him a couple extra. I won't be greedy and pick up those extra 12. We'll just let him have it. I can't remember if it was this guy. No, it wasn't the old guy. Yeah, it was this guy. Appears you got the work done. Good, thank you. Now let's settle the reward. Oh, it didn't even cross my mind here. So we get the same reward as the previous quest, our first quest. 5 squirrel hides worth of credit will be handed out. Cool. And it's not really that important to me that I like make full use of that credit, because I don't know what a tiny little village like this is even going to have to offer. Maybe, if they had some arrows, I'd take those. This tent has nothing. This village is like literally a structure, one building and a tent. I don't think they have anything. Oh well. Like I said, I'm not seriously concerned about it, but it's just funny. They're like, yeah, we'll give you credit for what? Sticks? That's what we just got for you. No, it's all good. Like I said, this would be an interesting little spot. If you just wanted to take this over, you'd have yourself a pre-built smokehouse, and you could deconstruct this little tent right here to get a bunch of disgusting furs, which are probably very poor quality. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead. Actually, let's take advantage of that little tent while we're here, because we're extremely tired. So let's go to bed. All right, there you go. It always takes a little longer to process your actions whenever there's a bunch of people around you. But we made it. We slept through the night, so it's time to exit and keep exploring. I am going to go back. Let's see here. So there's the yellow culture. I was hoping that the river would go like straight up into their territory, but it doesn't. That's not the end of the world. I'd kind of like to stay on the western side of this river because then we can get to the Drick still. You know, if we want to make the longer trip back to their culture. Of course, the Drick are these turquoise people who we've been trading with up until now. So we can always head back there, and I don't have to worry about like swimming across the river, walking all the way up here to go around it, you know. All right, let's eat some of this stale food. There you go. Ugh. Now, this is an interesting little spot. Look at this. There's an island right here. Oh, let's zoom in on this. 'Cause what's cool is sometimes you can walk to places like this on the world map, but when you zoom into the local terrain map, which is what we're at now, it'll be totally an isolated island, which I think this might be. We would have to swim to get back to the mainland. Yeah, look, it's actually split. Now it is very shallow, and we don't technically need to swim. We could just walk. No, look at this. This is cool. Oh, it is deep water. Oh, actually, hold on. I see this side's not. Okay. You can obviously tell because of the color difference. See there, nope, nope. There's a slight difference in color between the one on the left and the right. And one you have to swim, and one's just shallow enough for us to wade across. So if I were to try and get back over to the mainland right there, I'd have to swim a little bit. So I'm not going to worry about that. We'll just zoom back out. But that's a cool, interesting little spot. Just, yeah, it's always good to explore them. Oh boy, what is that right there? Did you see the bear? I moved and he disappeared into the forest, but there was a bear there for a second. Oh, there's an elk. Oh man, dang it, I want to hunt him. Number one, we don't have a lot of arrows, but that's not the end of the world. Number two, I'm pretty far from our shelter. Yeah, the meat would probably be halfway stale by the time I got all the way back home. I think I'm just going to bypass. It's not hunting time right now. If I had a smoker close by, I'd be all over that thing. But remember, it's too warm and humid for us to dry meat directly outdoors right now. So it's tough, but we're not starving or anything, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, look at that. We'll get a nice little full meal. We got plenty to go. So I'm just going to keep searching for a nice little spot. Now, this is an interesting spot. There's some rapids right here. You see the little kind of difference in the texture of the water right there? See, it's easier to tell in the winter because in winter the rapids don't freeze over. So they're essentially, if you were walking along this river in winter, it's the only little spots that aren't iced over, basically. There's also spots like this where you see little chunks of rock there. That kind of indicates like shallows or maybe, yeah, just, and potentially places you can cross. You can't cross all of those. They need to be situated kind of just right. And I'll try and find one, show you an example of that here. Okay, here we go. I found a couple of good spots as a demonstration here. And I don't intend these series to be tutorials. I do have a tutorial video series for this game, but it's good to share little tips, I think, for some people who are new or haven't played in a long time. But I won't belabor these kind of things too much. But nonetheless, here we can see it's a little rainy. Okay, good. The rain just cleared. So we can see this rocky section here in the water. See how it connects in a straight on kind of directly from this flat edge of the river to this flat edge. That's what you're looking for in a crossing. So if I zoom in here in the local terrain, we can actually wade probably. Let's zoom out a little bit. Should be just, of course, depending on the geography, the specific type of geography that spawns. But yeah, if we actually look here, I can step into the water and we don't have to swim. Avoiding swimming is the important thing. We're literally just wading across. See that? So I can walk right across this little jutting place. And that's due to, like I said, the presence of those little rocky spots in the river. Now, like I said, though, it needs to be flat to flat. If we come down south just a little bit, you see these right here? These are not flat to flat. These are on a diagonal. So these won't work. I'm almost sure that if I were to zoom in right here, and we'll check it too, but it's not. It's on this little diagonal. So are the ones to the south here too. Yeah, these are all on diagonals. I hope that makes some sense and you're seeing what I'm referring to. But if we zoom into this particular spot now, Let's come out. Okay, you can see, like I said, the water here is not shallow enough to cross. I can walk out into it a little ways. Like we can go out about this far and I can see the land almost on the other side, but I would need to swim there. So, just like I said, a little basic tip for anybody who's trying to find a nice settlement along a river, because they can be very handy, and that's all stuff I'm going to take into consideration. So, we'll probably need to fully explore the length of this river before I really settle down. So we've got a little ways to go before we do that. But that's going to bring us to the conclusion of today's episode. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. It's been a fun one for me, and I'm looking forward to a lot more questing and things of that nature. So tune in for the next episode, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Oh, and also a big shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys very much for your donations. It means the world to me. And I will see you all on the next episode.